This is the CheerPod mouse or trackpad or presentation clicker or whatever you want to call it. CheerPod ran a successful Indiegogo campaign, and they have a really innovative idea here where it's kind of a hybrid mouse. CheerPod actually reached out to me, asked if I wanted to review this. Usually I don't care much for mice, but this was such a unique idea. I was pretty excited to get my hands on this and try it, and I've been using it for about a month now. So in this video, I'm just going to share what I like and what I don't like about it. So starting out with what I like about this, for one, obviously it's a pretty small size. It's very compact. You can put it in your pocket and you don't really feel that it's there. You can charge it via USB-C. That's really nice to be able to easily charge. It has kind of an LED light that gives you an indication of what's going on. The overall design of this I do really like. I like how compact it is. I travel a fair amount. I go to Asia a lot, and when I go I always take with me a mouse just because I don't like using trackpads on a laptop. I like having a mouse. I like this enough for its size that this is going to be the mouse I now take with me to travel just because I like how small and compact it is. It's really easy to pair via Bluetooth to any computer and use on the go. Another thing that I like about the CheerPod, and this is something that they're actually trying to innovate on, is that it has kind of a trackpad built in. So I use Windows at home and I use Mac at work. And honestly, my favorite thing about using a Mac is the trackpad on my MacBook Pro is just, it's really impressive. Like what you can do on a Mac with the trackpad is really nice. And bringing some of that functionality to a mouse itself is a really cool concept. The last cool thing I want to talk about is just simply that this has two modes. So you can use this on a desk like a normal mouse, but you can also use it in the air. It's got air mode. So if you want to use this for like a presentation clicker, or if you have like a media box on your TV and you want to mouse to use that for that, this is really nice. You can use it in the air. Honestly, the real estate on here is not a lot for doing things, but it sure beats the other options that are on the market right now. As far as things to improve go, the biggest thing for me is just the intuitiveness of this. It comes with kind of a guide that shows you how to use it. In my personal opinion, you should design products that don't really need instruction manuals. I know for me personally, I'm too lazy to look up how to use something. Like if I can't just figure it out on my own, I kind of just give up. And even with the guide and looking over how to use this, I kind of forget over time what some of the functions are. It really does have a lot of functions, but because it's not necessarily intuitive, I just don't use all of the functions on this. Another thing I don't really like about this is, for example, on my MacBook Pro, if I want to do mission control or app expose, you can do it by swiping up or down, and you can use either three fingers or four fingers. You can set this up in Mac, or by default, I think either three or four fingers works. But on this CheerPod, you don't have that choice. It is only four fingers, and four fingers feels a little bit off to me. With four fingers, you have to set it down and depend on like the friction or traction on your fingers to move it around. If you have three fingers, then you can hold it on either side and just hold it down like that, and you can put it down and move it up, but you don't have that option. Another common example on the MacBook is switching between full screen apps. You can do that with three or four fingers as well on the MacBook Pro, but on this, again, you're left to four fingers, and it's really kind of awkward because you can't easily pick it up because you already have four fingers on it. So you'd have to do the action, put a finger down, pick it up, put your finger back off, and do four fingers again just to keep on scrolling that way. My overall thoughts on this CheerPod, honestly, I really like the concept. I think it's a good design. I like the idea of having a trackpad built into a mouse. As it is now, I only use it when I go traveling or stay in a hotel or an Airbnb. I don't use this as my main driver. I think what would change that though is if CheerPod came up with some software that you could use to configure this. If I could configure what the gestures did on this, I would use this all the time. If I could change setting from four fingers to three fingers for some of the Mac settings, then I would use this on my Mac and I would love this. So that's something I think CheerPod should do, is come up with some software so the end user can make some customizations themselves, that would really set this apart as one of the coolest mouses, coolest input devices out there. I've got a link posted below for the CheerPod if you want to see the current price, and let me know if you have any questions about it. Thanks.